Good morning, it's me, it's Pete. I'm just here at Maps Base Camp Shrewsbury, aka my garage, and you'll probably be wondering why the hell is he up this early on a Saturday morning. Well, it's not that early actually, it's like nearly 10:30, but that's early for me. Anyway, it's because I've spoken to Darren at Shrewsbury Honda, and he's offered me the opportunity to try out the new Africa Twin Sport, which is their new demonstrator, and well, you know, of course I jumped at the chance, so I'm just about to go over there now and have a look at it, and yeah, have a bit of a test ride and see what she can do. So really looking forward to this. So yeah, I'll be hooking up Cal's helmet with his camera and microphones and stuff. You know, I'm pretty new to this, but hopefully I'll get some usable footage, and yeah, so in the words of Blake, let's do this. Don't know if you're picking this up on the cam. That's the lovely Akrapovic exhaust thrumming away. It usually starts off quite loud because of the fuel mixture and all that, the fuel injection. Calms down after a minute, just letting it heat up. Also, I'm just putting on the heated grips because it is freezing. There was a light dusting of snow overnight. Nothing much to write home about, to be honest. I think I woke up this morning, there was a very, very light dusting on the tops of some of the cars in the street, but other than that, you couldn't really tell. But you can kind of tell now because it's a bit cold for a ride, but yeah, we'll see how we do. Alright, let's go. It's a very short jaunt to Shrewsbury Honda. Very handy if I've got any problems with the bike. You just pop round there. I mean, hell, I could just walk it round if needs be. Not that I'm particularly planning on that, but you know, legendary Honda reliability. That's what I got it for. I also have a little bit of an opportunity while I'm over here to give you a bit of a talk about the Cross Runner. I did a short sort of video when I went to pick it up and initial impressions. But you know, I've been living with it for a few months now, and I mean, I couldn't be happier, to be honest. This is kind of the bike that I've always wanted. I mean, this is kind of the bike that I wanted the Transalp to be. You know, the Transalp was a lovely bike and everything, but it just, you know, it was a little bit gutless, especially at motorway speeds. It just felt like it was straining. It didn't have a top gear, you know, only had 5 gears, and when you got to like 70 on the motorway, it really kind of, it was in high revs, it was very vibey, and you know, it wasn't all that much fun to ride, to be honest with you, at those speeds. So it wasn't much of a tourer. But this machine is very much is a tourer. It's yeah, it's a sports tourer, really. I mean, it's in adventure clothes, but you know, it's got the sporty tyres, it's got the 800 VTEC, it's got the Akrapovic exhaust. You know, you can chuck it into some corners, you know, and it's not actually going to work off-road. It's in the Honda Adventure category on the website and all the brochures, but I wouldn't take this anywhere off-road. That's not the kind of animal it is, really. It's just it's basically, you know, classic VFR, a bit higher suspension. You know, I'll just close this because you might be able to hear me a bit better. It's a bit on the windy side, and you might be able to tell there's some very small flecks of snow hitting me in the face, which is nice. Oh great, there's a level crossing coming down. That would be brilliant.
happens every time I come this way. I should have just gone the long way around, but oh well. This isn't my helmet, so I can't actually figure out how to flip it up. I assume it's just a standard arrangement. That's on the side, that's why. I'm using Cal's AGV because, well, I was in a bit of a rush and it would have been a bit of a pain in the arse to get all the camera vlogging stuff set up on my helmet. So, and we're both medium, so what to use his. It's a nice helmet. So the train's just gone past now, so should be along in a second. But yeah, a couple of things before I get to Honda. Yeah, so I've got the heated grips on. That was another thing that the Transalp was sorely missing, and of course the CB1100. CB1100 is lovely, but it was just a bare bones machine really, you know, this has got all the mod cons. I mean, you've got the heated grips, which is amazing. You've got the traction control. You've got the power. You've got the luggage, the wind protection. I mean, it kind of does it all, really. Jack of all trades. Some people might say master of none, but you know, I prefer versatility in the bike, really. Especially if I'm going to be taking it touring, which is the kind of general idea with this machine. What are you doing, mate? And it's a bit of a running joke every time I come this way. It just, by sheer luck, the crossing happens to be down, so I have to sit in traffic. It wasn't this bad this time. Over the bumps. Here we are, coming up to Shrewsbury Honda. Shrewsbury Honda Centre, I should say. Oh, yeah, I can get in there. Oh look, there she is, Africa Twin Adventure Sports. Lovely colour as well. Darren's also offered me a go on this Honda 250 CRF, which I might take him up on. But yeah, let's give the Africa Twin a go. Really looking forward to this. I'm just going to go in, have a word with Darren, and get it all set up. So I'll catch up with you in a minute. So this has just come out then?
This is the brand new version, so, but it's not like, whereas yours has got a cable throttle to it, this is all the electronic throttle now.
Right.
So this is why you've got the selectable engine modes and that, because the computer system controls all the engine power.
Right, right.
See what you think?
Yeah, yeah.
Good design.
Yeah, it's nice. Right, well this is going to be really, really weird. But I'll see how I do.
The main thing is probably get it into sport. It'll hold it for longer. Just play with the triggers.
Yeah.
Pick between the modes and see what you think.
Yeah, cool. All right, nice one.
See you in a bit,
all right, see you in a bit then. Okay. Just immediately went for the went to pull in the clutch there. So I don't know if you caught any of that, but that was just a walk around for the Africa Twin. This is really weird. No clutch. What is going on? Yeah, I don't know if you caught any of the walk around, but oh, come on. Seriously? Oh, great. Just my luck. So, yeah, I mean, just proving the rule. I mean, it is a running joke, and yes, I have been immediately caught by the fantastic crossing here. I don't know why I've come this way. Actually, I could probably just do Yui. Well, this is awkward. This is really tall. Good job I'm such a lanky git. That's really weird. It's going to take a while to get used to it. So yeah, I've got this for about It says I've got it for about an hour, so I'm going to take it up to Ravens, which has probably popped up on the videos once or twice. The old cafe in Whitchurch. I don't know how many other bikers are going to be there today, to be honest, because it's a bit cold. This is really weird. No clutch. Yeah, I don't know. So as I was saying, don't know if you caught any of the walk around with Darren, but so this is the Africa Twin Sport, brand new demonstrator that they've got in, and this is the DCT, the dual clutch transmission model, which is just Honda speak for automatic, basically. Oh god, this is so odd. God, I can't get used to this bloody helmet as well. Don't know how you do it, Cal, mate. Anyway, yeah, it's a dual clutch transmission, so it's an auto. It's in just basic drive mode at the moment. There's a few different modes which he said just have a mess around and click in. There's a sport mode which, as far as I can tell, sort of changes up a bit later. At the moment it's on kind of eco mode, so it's weird, it's very high up. I'm to get used to balancing on a tall bike like this again. Not that the Crossrunner isn't tall, because it is. But it, you know, it's a bit of a sportier kind of a sportier feel. You sort of lean forward a bit more, and your legs are swept back a bit more, and you're more sort of in the bike than on it. This is, I have to say, you know, yeah, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but this is kind of feels very comfortable to me. You know, I'm used to tall bikes, and tall bikes are just comfortable for me. I think that's why, you know, the adventure market is doing so well, because, you know, I think for years you'd had a lot of taller riders who couldn't really get into biking that much, because there just weren't that many options open to them for, you know, nicely performing big bikes, you know, for touring and what have you. Yeah, I mean, Africa Twin, that's got that pedigree. It was one of the first proper big adventure bikes, you know, that did really well, and, you know, lots of sporting pedigree. I believe it won the Dakar Rally, or was definitely, you know, sort of top 3 back in the 80s, 90s. Who knows? I'm just making this stuff up. I don't know for sure. I know about MotoGP and a bit of BSB. It's so weird. I have to say, I mean, I haven't ridden an automatic bike since God, would have been when I had my Gilera DNA, my twist and go 50cc. I'd say it's, I mean, obviously it's well designed, it's Honda, you know, that's what they do. But yeah, this is actually surprisingly comfortable. Apologies for the there's a bit of a gust and wind noise. It's a bit of a cold, gusty day, and there's still flecks of snow flying around. I've picked a brilliant day for this. That said, it's lovely and dry. It's not raining. Blue skies. I don't mind. Yeah. I'm really liking this. The riding positions, you know, tall and commanding. You know, which is perfect for me. I would say, you know, if you're a shorter rider, you're probably not going to be able to. Well, you'd be able to get on it, but I'm not sure how well you'd be doing when it's at low speeds. It's just something about this bike that feels very kind of familiar to me. It's, I guess, you know, Crossrunner is a tall bike, so and it's a Honda as well. So, but the engine feels nice. It's not entirely sure. I think it's a parallel twin. I probably should have looked this up. I'm pretty sure it's a parallel twin, rather than the classic V twin that used to be on the old Africa Twins. And as far as I know, that's more of it was a kind of slimming exercise, kind of weight saving exercise. They could you know, make the whole bike slimmer by putting in the parallel rather than the V. and you can feel it, you know, compared to most adventure bikes in this class, and you know, Blake's GS included. I mean, this feels so slim. I mean, you could not that I'm going to plan on doing any filtering with this on this little ride out, but I'd feel comfortable filtering this. I mean, you know, for big adventure bikes, this is what, like 1000cc, something like that, thereabouts, 990. I forget which. You can tell I've done my research. Slim, agile feeling, but it feels light as well. It's probably a lot heavier than it feels, but it feels very, I don't know, sprightly. It feels very light. I mean, you know, and if you're going touring, you know, you're going to be loading it up with God knows what else. I mean, you've got a heavy bike to begin with, and once you load it up with your full touring load out, I mean, Christ, it's going to weigh a ton. But this feels, I mean, I'd be happy doing some touring on this. Really windy, sorry about all the wind noise, you know, just because I wear my glasses under my helmet, they tend to steam up. I put some anti-fog on it, but they are still steaming up. Should I do it? Yeah, I'll do it. Okay. It goes. It definitely goes. Even in economic auto mode. It's got the beans. It has got the beans. Considering how windy it is, it doesn't feel that bad. Don't feel that unstable. This bike does feel very planted. It doesn't, you know, it's a top heavy, I mean, on paper it's a top heavy bike, but it feels good, you know. I feel confident on this. You know, whenever I've taken bikes out for test rides, you know, you spend the first sort of 10-15 minutes thinking, Christ, you know, am I going to drop this? Oh God, this feels weird. I'm like with the when I took out the Thruxton, but yeah, I feel very comfortable on this. I mean, I'm not going crazy speeds here because of the wind, and you know, it's not my bike. But I'll tell you what, the DCT thing, I mean, I thought this is going to be really weird not being able to pull in the clutch or anything. And, you know, he said, oh, it takes you a few hours to get used to it. I've kind of forgotten the clutch isn't there. This is, I mean, come on, it's not like this isn't a kind of evangelical moment where I'm going to be like, oh, you know, I've seen the light. I don't need no clutch anymore. But, but yeah, this is cool. It's very cool. Give it the beans a bit. Yeah, that was very smooth. Really smooth. Not harsh. The cross runner. Not aggressive by any stretch of the imagination, but it's definitely, you give it the beans and the VTEC kicks in, and it's like you realise you can feel the acceleration, but it's very smooth. Bloody hell, wind is ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to stop rabbiting and just going to ride the bike for a bit, head up to Ravens and then stop for, you know, can of Tango or something like that. See if there's any other bikers who've braved the Arctic blasts and the beast of the east. Beast from the east, I should say. Yeah, I'll stop rabbiting and catch up with you when I get to Ravens. Oh, that exhaust sounds lovely. It's a Remus exhaust, I believe. Not your standard stock exhaust. Oh, that sounds lovely. That's kind of reminds me of like a World War II kind of bomber engine or something. It's got a lovely thrum to it. Corners really nicely as well. Oh, come on. Oh, check out that. Surely must be able to hear that on the exhaust. Oh, on the camera. So, see, there's my left hand. You might have spotted was going for the clutch there. That's the first time in the past what, 10 or 15 minutes I've reached for it. Very impressed with CCT. I never thought I'd say that, you know, I'm a manual kind of guy. I've always said I like manual. I think I said to Blake, if I ever went for this bike, you know, oh no, I'd have the manual, no, I don't want the DCT, but I'll tell you what, I could be persuaded. Sorry, I went a bit vain there. I could be persuaded! But yeah, it's nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh god, there we go for the bloody clutch again. Okay, so here we are at Ravens. Any bikes about? There's a couple who braved the winter blasts. And here we are. Right. Let's go in for a can of tango. Living the dream. Good lord, it's bloody cold. As you can tell, look at this snow. This is crazy. What am I doing out on a bike? Especially a brand new Africa Twin. Blake, I really hope you appreciate the dedication I'm putting into this video for you in these conditions. Good lord. Okay. Drive. Whoa, there we go. A full-on blizzard. Right, here we go. And just got the heat grips on now, pretty much exactly the same as the ones that are on the Cross Runner. 5 settings. As I said, the top setting, it's not amazingly hot by any stretch of the imagination. It does the job. It does the job. But it's not like Blake's. I mean, Blake's will actually, like, you can cook a steak on those things. They are bloody hot. So yeah, I'm going to take this route. Oh, the snow looks like it's stopped. Goody gumdrops. Yeah, so I'm going to take this back via the road to Wem. It's a road often travelled by myself. This is one of my sort of go-to routes. But you know, considering it's snowing, yeah, the heat grips are up to heat now, and the cold is starting to fade from my hands. So not that I need them particularly, other than, you know, to hold on and twist the throttle. I mean, there's no clutch or anything to mess around with. Oh, come on, mate. Seriously. I don't think I've ever ridden in snow like this before. Thankfully it's quite dry and it's not sticking to anything, you know. If it was wet sludgy snow I might be worried, but that said, you know, the Twin feels really planted and it definitely inspires confidence, which is a good thing when you're out in conditions like this. I'm really testing the limits of performance here, testing the limits of grip. I feel like Marquez at 60 degrees of lean angle, howling round, sweeping left at Le Mans. Come on! This is bullshit! I probably could have overtaken a couple of times, but I'm being a little bit cautious because, oh screw it, I'm doing it! Oh! Listen to that exhaust. And that was very simple, that was very easy. Open her up a wee bit. Not too fast because it's snowing. Still getting used to this automatic gearbox. I'm used to having a bit more control, especially in corners. When I'm in a higher gear coming out of a coming out of a corner, I find it sort of like there, it kind of goes a bit lurching out into the turn rather than staying in, which is what I'm kind of used to, but you know, bad workman blames his tools, I guess. Yeah, you know, very comfortable on this bike, very, I know I'm just singing its praises, so you know, forgive my warbling, you know, I like my Hondas, and yeah, I mean, they've done themselves proud here, I honestly do. I mean, if you're in the market for an adventure bike, and you know, you're a taller guy like myself, he doesn't want a full-on, you know, big, heavy, you know, GS style adventure bike, and this is a bike that you should seriously be considering. And also, I mean, I'm not, God forbid, I'm not going to take this off-road, because I've never ridden off-road, but according to all the videos I've seen on YouTube and all the manufacturers' bump and all that stuff, and I've seen proof of it, this thing is an off-road animal. I mean, they've kind of, when they were designing this bike, I think they pretty much were, you know, one of the design briefs was, we want an adventure bike that can actually adventure, you know, that will do all the things that it can do in the photos. You know, you often see pictures of adventure bikes and they're you know, up an Alp, or you know, some mountain or something, and all those bikes, I wouldn't have the confidence to do that, not on a big heavy Beamer. I'm sure, you know, obviously they can do it, but if I was ever to do that, I would want to do it on a, you know, a slim, sprightly bike like this. I mean, this feels like it feels like a big scrambler, which is kind of, you know, that's really what adventure bikes should be. I mean, these days they're more big road tourers, really. I'm sure there's some people out there who kill me, but you know, it's true. It's true. They are road bikes, and then for 95% of the time, if not 100% in most cases, you know, these bikes are going to be ridden on the road, and so that's fair enough. You know, I get that. You know, if you did want a bike that you're seriously considering doing some crazy touring, and you're going to chuck some green laning in there, or whatever, this machine will do it. Look it up on some videos. Like, you can see, this bike will destroy pretty much any adventure bike in its class off-road, except, well, maybe I'd like to see a video of this going up against KTM, but I think that's who Honda are competing with this bike. Oh, listen to that thrum. Yeah, talk a bit about the headers-up display. So you got, you know, can't tell you exactly what all these dials and thingamawhatsits do, but you've got your gear indicator, you've got your heated grips thing there, you've got your speedo, digital speedo, which is something I'm really used to now on pretty much every bike I've had except the CB1100. It's had a digital speedo, so that is something that, you know, I'm just personally used to. You've got your traction control thing. I think it's on traction control setting 6. I have no idea what any of the other ones do. Tell you what, I'll try as well. I mean, as well as the DCT automatic, you can do a manual override. So I'm in 5th gear now. If I click down now, that's gone into 4th. So that's a cool little thing. You know, it's got your sort of flappy paddle style exhaust on it. Oh, listen to that. Corners really nicely. It's one thing I was kind of concerned about, because with riding some taller bikes, they can feel a little bit unsteady going into corners, especially, and it has got a very skinny front tyre on it compared to a lot of bikes, you know, because of its off-road bias. Oh look, the sun's coming out now and everything. Lovely stuff. Not my words, the words of Shakin' Stevens. The DCT thing, yeah, you know, pains me to say it, you know, if you're commuting, this would be a brilliant bike for you as well, because, you know, as I said, it's because it's so slim, you know, filtering would be a doddle. I'd be really happy filtering on this. Did I mention that I like the exhaust on this? They know how to make a bike. God, hailstones? Is that? Come on. What the hell is this? I can take it through and hopefully bypass the dreaded level crossing that seems to hate me every time. And now you have video proof. Guys, this bloody level crossing again. Don't you dare come down. I've had it twice today, come on. Third time's a charm, eh? Oh yeah, this is it's been such a, you know, all the snow and crazy wind and stuff aside, it's been really nice ride on this. So thanks to Shrewsbury Honda Centre and Darren and Steve and all those guys, and for you know, giving me the opportunity to try this bike out. It's you know, it's everything I thought it would be and more. It's, you know, you can't really, you know, I'm trying to find some negatives, so I can't really see any. But you know, I'm sure some people who've lived it a bit longer than I have will be able to chuck some in there. But really, I mean, this ticks all the boxes for me as a, you know, all-round adventure bike. Thank you very much, Mr. Volvo man. So here we are. We're back in one piece. I didn't drop it. I didn't even stall it. But it's pretty hard to stall an automatic anyway, isn't it? Right, I'm going to go back in and have a chat to Darren, and I'll pick it up in a minute. Cheers.
Right, so I'm back. Glorious helmet hair in full effect. So yeah, had a really great time on the Africa Twin. It's, you know, I didn't really have a bad word to say about it. You know, Darren asked me if I had any, you know, any problems with it. I mean, the only thing you could say is that, you know, it's just a bit on the tall side, but that's not a problem for me. Yeah, maybe got buffeted by the wind a little bit, but it is unusually windy today, and God, there was bloody snow and everything, so it, you know, it took everything that got thrown at it today. But yeah, just had a really good time, and you know, big thumbs up from me. It's definitely something I'd be considering. You know, a couple of years. You know, I'm still very much happy with the Cross Runner at the moment, but yeah, it's definitely something to consider. So cheers to Shrewsbury Honda Centre for setting that up for me, and yeah, so I think I'll just wrap it up there, and yeah, catch up with you again soon. It's been a pleasure, as always.
I've seen the light. I don't need no clutch anymore.